I'm gracious to be back live with y'all. I really appreciate it.
Nah, man, the pleasure is all ours. Now, for the people who don't know, Prince of Pain was the plug that got Cuban Link in the building of the podcast a couple months ago to rap with the podcast. Great interviews, doing great numbers over there on Hip Hop Uncensored, on the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast channel. That's from our brother Prince of Pain. So we had to bring him back on here.
Definitely.
Solo to talk about this brother, talk about his journey, talk about him all together, man. So first and foremost, man, give the people who don't know who you are a little bit of backstory of who the Prince of Pain is.
I come from the streets of Humboldt Park, Chicago. I can't say born. I was actually born in Brooklyn, New York. And my parents came to Chicago when I was like 2 years old.
Okay.
We moved to the community of Humboldt Park. I'm 100% Puerto Rican. I went to prison at 19 from the streets of Humboldt Park. During my 20-year stretch, while I was laid down and locked up, I discovered the Prince of Pain and poetry and my poetry name by just pretty much writing spoken word therapeutically while I was doing my 20 years, you know? So that's how it came about.
Okay.
No doubt. So,
I got home and got reconnected with people like Greg Storm that were into Def Poetry Jam. I worked with Black Ice, Malik Youssef, Maida del Valle. So my niche was the poetry. That got me in tune to get in tune with Def Jam, rock out. Some of my first shows were like DMX, Twista, and Scarface, Crucial Conflict, Do or Die. And my career took off from there, bro. I started doing a little music as well, you know?
Word.
Now, what year was that when you got out and started getting into the industry and all that?
I've been home now. It's gonna be 8 years. For the first 2 years, I couldn't. Conditions to my parole, I couldn't come to Chicago. So around 2015, I got out at 2012. In 2015, I touched the streets of Chicago. I smashed about every open mic that I could find in Chicago, in the Midwest. I was recognized for that. But pretty much, man, my gritty delivery in the spoken word arena. You know what I mean?
Word.
2015, man, I tore off a couple of awards. I created a little buzz, and that's when the beginning of my career started, I want to say, you know?
Word. Now, you can, the names that we've seen acquainted with you, you are connected in this game in hip hop. And I'm talking real names, connected, not only in the streets, but in the music industry. So just talk about how you created some of these connections, building with some of these people in the industry through various events and things like that through Chicago and other.
Well, number one, bro, you know, I'm humble. Like, number one, you got to be humble in anything you do. I've never been a pushover, so, you know, I kind of give that air off, but I always am the humble guy. I never try to be the tough, bad wolf, unless you make me want to get on some dog shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I've got an opportunity, man, and a blessing to be, not just take a picture like with some of these people. I had DMX for like 3 days in a hotel with me in Chicago. I got to host myself the Icon tour for Scarface. I done opened up for Method Man, Redman, not no little bar, nothing but like 5,000, 6,000 people theaters, you know? I'm one of the only ones in Chicago, man, that maybe in hip hop, Latino Chicago history, that brought the whole Big Pun family out here with Cuban, DJ Tony Touch, and everybody that accepted to come for the Big Pun celebration for his birthday to Chicago, rented out theaters. So all these relationships I made, man, I did humbly, man, through working, man. I put my foot on the ground. Shout out to Dope from the Go, man, who's Chicago's representative, or was then, for Chicago Street Team of Def Jam, who brought the Jeremiah Project to Chicago, who brought the Lil Durk Project 2 times to Chicago, who brought the Jada Kiss Top 5 DOA Project to Chicago. And these were people that see me working. It was like, hey, Pop, You got Plug in Humble Park. You already rocking the stage. Man, rock this street team with us. And that was above, and it gave me a lot more elbow room and muscle room to get the right opportunities. And a real nigga gonna respect a real motherfucker anyways, wherever you go. You know what I'm saying? So I was just me everywhere I went. And some opportunities I wasn't at the time maybe mentally ready for, meaning I didn't know, you know, I got opportunities that were for packaged artists when I was as gritty and as energetic and, you know, not as polished as maybe I can be today. You know what I mean? And I still made the best of the situation, man, where I gained my love, my respect, and I'm in this for the right reasons, man, because I love it. I'm not one of them begging artists that are chasing clout, that's dying to be accepted. In the joint, I was, you know, I mean, I was always a good dude in the joint. I was about righteousness. I know about fighting for civil rights and real human rights instead of fighting for some numbers on the internet. You know what I mean?
Word. Talk about it.
So, I mean, if you ask me how I made some of my relationships, it was about being a real dude, man, and just working my ass off. And a motherfucker be like, man, dude ain't going away. Dude's dope. I'm fucking with dude. You know what I mean?
Word.
No doubt. Can you talk about the celebration that you put together for Big Pun? Who you have out there? When was it? And talk about some of the particulars of putting that together behind the scenes, if you may.
Okay, no doubt, man. So number one, I did it all out of heart, and that was one of them opportunities that I was talking about. Turn off that fan for a second, honey. So that was one of them opportunities I was talking about that I wasn't ready for, bro. Sometimes you get into the industry and you want to pick up all these. You want to be the master of all trades, but you want to be a jack of all trades, but you become the master of none. You know what I mean? So I had a few plugs, and I like to make money. So I became that dude in Chicago that really knew the real plugs, and you had a lot of younger brothers looking up to me that wanted to perform and didn't have the opportunity. That's how I came up with putting on people radio. I knew there was a supply and a demand for real shit, and motherfuckers not getting for less than the game. You know what I'm saying? So by me renting theaters out, man, Big Pun's birthday was coming up. I knew Cuban Link. And salute to Cuban Link, that's my brother. You know what I'm saying? Me and him had just started making our little run. And I really wanted to push his career forward. I seen Chris was in his prime, and I just wanted to show not only Pun on the day of his birthday, but his whole family some love and maybe bring unity in the game. I put my own money up. It wasn't to me from an investor standpoint. We lost a little bread, but was everybody happy that came? Was everybody treated right? Did everybody get their hotels, fly in, out, handle their business? We had a bad snowstorm that night. People were talking crazy about a song that Chris had dropped on his dad. You know, I don't blame nothing on nothing. I lost a little bread, man. It was at the beginning of my career. They came out here to Chicago. They all rocked the stage. Some people from Terror Squad didn't take the invitation. I did personally invite Nori. Nori never got back up with me. I'm sure, certain reasons, and I ain't got no but love for Nori and the Dream Champs and anybody doing some on a higher scale that's doing it professionally and productive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We talked to Cuban Link. We also talked to Tony Sunshine, as you know, about Fat Joe and the whole Fat Joe Big Pun relationship, but we never got to talk to you about that. How did you feel about how Fat Joe, with the rumors were going around about him not doing any Terror Squad member right in particular, Big Pun and things like that? How did you feel about that?
Ain't nobody asked me that question, bro, or anything about Joe. You know what I'm saying? And I have my own platform. I'm a gangster, bro, and I'm gonna keep it 100 always. If I feel like I shouldn't answer something, or I won't answer it. Yeah. I can't tell you how Cuban feels, and I love Cuban dearly. Yeah. And I know the catalog of music that's coming. I probably have half of it already here in the vault. I'm on like 2 joints. I'm on one with my son and him, and then I'm on one with him and Big Will on that joint. And I'm excited to see him put bygones to the side and just move forward. And if him and Joe ever squash that, that'd be maybe something, one of the most historical, monumental things Latino hip hop ever recognized. Mm-hmm. How do I feel about Joe? How do I feel about how he's been accused of playing the Kids, Terror Squad, or anything like that? Number one, anybody who looks at Joe from the outside looking in and not being personally connected to Cuban Link would probably say he's a very successful businessman, and he's done what he's had to do in the industry like every other rapper to politically be correct when it's time to be politically correct, and made all the right moves. Has he capitalized? Did he do some of the things that he was accused of doing? I don't know. I went around. I was locked up for 20 years. You know what I'm saying? I personally am a businessman. I love hip hop. I love Latino hip hop. I love unity. I love all of us to shine. Do I know dude? Do I got a gripe with dude? No. Have I sent a message to other people like I wish Tony Sunshine would have called me himself, instead of his response being Los's manager to try to call me and call me down or feel me out or read me out and see how I'm coming and see how serious or whatever the fuck it was about. But he didn't do that. But I told Los himself, you know what I'm saying? It's if you're such a powerful, productive, positive person, and you playing this Joker card right now and all this, squash the beef, Ja Rule, 50 Cent. I said it on the podcast. We was talking last time. Mm-hmm. Then Joe, eat where you shit at. You know what I'm saying? Holla at Cuban, holla at the kids. Do that shit public, bro. Get it done. Dude, and even if you never make a joint with Cuban again, even if, just understand that shit could be talked about and ironed out like real motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If the kid or the family of Pun, which you owe they right to at least hear them out. It don't matter if it's 1 million times, because you owe $1 million off their father and they peoples. You know what I'm saying? So even if you had to hear them out, bro, once in a while, and just pick up that phone and be like, hey, check on them, motherfucker. Hey, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? That shit mean a lot. So with a clear conscience, man, if you a real dude, you come back to them kids, bro. You'll come back to Latino hip hop and try to fix. If you see it was a problem, or I'm always hearing 3 sides, bro. I know Gilly Delgado, shout out to him, who managed Big Pun, who managed a DMX. That's a personal great friend of mine. He's like a brother. And I see all the sides of you know what I'm saying? Was Cuban pissed off for years? Hell yeah. Did he, I got that. That was something he was involved in. And Pun was his best friend. You know what I'm saying? But that's as far as I can say about that. I don't know, dude. I'm sure he don't give a fuck about me. Maybe he don't give a fuck about that whole issue. That's not my, I'm not losing sleep. I'm not worried about, none of that. And, I just wish everybody success, bro. And walk that shit you talk. That's all.
Where did you and Tony Sunshine go wrong? So you and Cuban, I think I did a track. If you want to go back into that, what did you?
I went out to New York, bro, and you know what? People always tell me don't work with Cuban because he don't rock with Joe. This and that. This is at the initial of me and Cuban meeting each other. You know what I'm saying? Just people didn't want the record to happen. I'm like one of them. If I fuck with you, I fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? So I went to New York. I made the record with him. It went to World Star Hip Hop. I guess that's not where it went wrong, because the record was already out there for like 1.5 years. I started doing. You say what, bro?
Oh, nothing.
No, we said nothing. We good.
Yeah. So the record was already out for a little bit, and I made some other records. I made a record with Hypno Carlito from OTF. I made a record with AK or Do or Die. I made a record with Cold Hearted Crucial Conflict. and they were like, you know, kind of Latin flavor kind of joints for the ladies, you know, little, you know, strip joint, joints, dance joints. I wouldn't even own none of that. So one day I wake up after I seen them trolling Cuban Link. Cuban Link dropped a little joint called New York, a little single. So I seen Tony Sunshine trolling them, talking about it was trash. I ain't say nothing. That's Cuban's battle. You know what I'm saying? But shit, one day I'm here at my own radio station and I look in the email as I get a lot of submissions for music, like I'm sure y'all do. So I look at the joint. It's called Shots Fired. I look at the email. It's from Tony Sunshine. So you know, before I didn't respond, I hit my man Gilly, who has a connection and raised Tony Sunshine, raised Cuban and all them, with Pun and all them. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, what's up with your mans? And they try to convince me, man, that wasn't what it was about. But if you know I fuck with Cuban, man, you ain't got no reason sending me no motherfucking song talking about shot fired personally to my email. So that's how that kicked off. You know, like I said, it was just a single, man. He had his people trying to contact me, Los, see if there was some real beef, if he could really come to Chicago and this and that and the other, that he wasn't going to respond. He don't want no trouble. And, you know, we left it at that, bro. I'm living my life, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt.
It was a single, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Word. You got a Chicago Humanitarian Award. What year did you get that? I'm not sure.
Let me see. That's right there. 2015.
2015. You've been actively
involved. Yeah, I'm gonna say 2015. I came out. Yeah, 2015. I came out here, and for the first year and a half after I wrecked a few mics, doing the poetry stuff, I made a good rapport with a lot of kids, man, who gangbang. You know what I'm saying? Who are really in them streets. Shit, little dudes that I was probably bought them a TV in jail or showed them how to, you know, save properly or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
So, me and my man, salute to Javier Anaya in Humboldt Park. He had an empowerment center, man. I used to bring a mic out there, do a little vets with the shorties. I used to bring out celebrity hip hop guests, celebrity actors and whatnot, and let them talk to the shorties and let the shorties come up and demonstrate. Open mic, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I built a little curriculum, man, on pretty much spitting them their literature. You know, a lot of kids was gangbangers. Ain't know what the 5 P's man. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. And, you know, a lot of kids talking about this lit name music ain't really know they lit. Mm-hmm. So I'm involved with a lot of OGs from both sides of the park, if you know what I mean. From the rivals and all that, you know. We've been 20 years together, you know. Mm-hmm. So we started getting a lot of kids together, man, rocking together, playing ball together. And one day I got a phone call. They wanted to give me a DuSable Museum, wanted to give me a Humanitarian Award for creating about 38, one program in 38 communities, man, to the shorties, man, to the high ultra risk kids. They gave me an empowerment award for humanitarian, bro.
Dope. Now, can you speak on a little bit, because for the people who aren't in Chicago, you hear stories about Chicago and things like that. Obviously, they were pointing at Chicago real heavy during the George Floyd protest, and there's a lot of violence going on out there, man. But you're out there, you're amongst the streets, you see what's going on. So can you speak on what is being shown on TV as far as Chicago, the violence and things like that, and what can be done to be remedied for that?
You know, bro, we all seen rough times. I'm sure your grandmama probably seen the civil rights movement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right now we're going through evolution, bro. Like I've been home 8 years. I never heard of 4th of July like this 4th of July. I knew it was a different kind of 4th of July. You know what I mean? Mm. All the gunshots, all the violence, all the popping off. To watch people really ransack local Arab stores, white people stores, flip cars. The rebellion in it. The organized movement, man, is great. It's not wonderful that we had to lose a brother, man, to watch him get mutilated right there on live TV for 8.5 minutes. Stuff that, you know, if we didn't have modern technology, it probably, this moment wouldn't have came. It's not nice what's going on in Chicago. I think we do have enough community leaders. I think we do have enough education in these streets for after the war, for the peace to come in a correct, educated, organized way. I do see change. I see 50 years from now, it ain't never gonna be nobody looking color. You know what I'm saying? But these are times that it's rough. The tension is high right now. Police scared. We ain't gonna lie. I don't care what police you from, New York, New Hampshire, New Jersey, Chicago. You scared dealing with us right now. You know what I mean? And that's how I could give it to you right now, bro. You know what I mean?
Right.
Everything is pretty much closed, from the schools to they're just reopening up a few things for 4 months. Everybody's had to get it like they live. People are still the hood is the hood. Everybody try to look out for the next brother. Is there ignorance? Is there people like that can't fight and still got to go and grab that 30 popper and hit kids and stuff like that? I don't condone that stuff, bro, and I never will. You know what I mean? So there's ignorance, bro. There's still ignorance, but I believe after all this chaos and storm that we going through, we gonna see some tranquility and peace, bro.
Definitely. You talk about the mindset, you had to have, being locked up, but then, coming out and, being, reintroduced into society. Did they have to start in prison before you got out? Could you talk about that whole process, then getting out, hitting the ground running and becoming a success?
Dope. So I didn't know shit, bro. I came home 2012. I ain't know shit about Google. I didn't know shit about series. I was technology shock, culture shock. It took me a couple of years to evolve into just understanding what our modern day consumers. And for you to even be able to fit in that level of success, to come out of a 20-year box, it was difficult, but I'm a quick learner. You know what I'm saying? So I fed people inside there, man. We were the ones that kind of created the Western Union Link. I paid for other people's lawyers and learned how to, create a movement inside jail. And I just used all the tools to just be as sharp as I could be out here, to get on top of my game quick, and to just be in it for the right reasons. You know what I mean?
In jail in Chicago, I'm gonna ask you about the population. Like, is it broken down like Latinos with Latinos, blacks with blacks, Mexicans with Mexicans, white with whites? Could you break down that whole dynamic?
Nice. And you talk, hey guys, y'all talking to a person who was in every Max facility. I was in Pontiac, I was in Menard, I was in Stateville, and in Little Joliet before they closed it. I was where they had the death row, where they had the electric chair. I even had a little gig for a minute feeding death row. You know what I mean?
Right.
I did 4.5 years in segregation in the hole myself for fucking up. So it kind of depends, man, in the era. I went in the 90s. The 90s, we had control of the joints. In 2000, they took over, man. They made a modern day warehouses. They took our jewelry. They took our street clothes. They took the tobacco products from the penitentiary. But the population, man, is at this day and age right now. So since Chicago's very gang populated, they make sure that they even out all the tiers and galleries with enough gang members of each member and enough non-members of each non-members on each gallery, enough blacks and Latinos and white boys on each. They kind of, that's the way it works, bro. Before we had control. You know what I mean? Make sure when he get out the hole, you put him on this gallery. Empty out that cell and make sure that them 5 last cells, them the guys, and them the other guys. That's how it was in the 90s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Lil Durk obviously one Chicago artist out here that's hot, one of the young boys doing this thing. What kind of influence did you have on Lil Durk?
Man, Lil Durk is a little god, man. Just like my brother Hypno Carlito.
Mm-hmm.
I got to know Durk. Durk was probably one of my first caseloads when it came to Def Jam and Dope for the Go. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Dope for the Go.
Right.
So he pretty much I didn't even know too much about the street team. I just know that I was already doing showcases and performances. I was already interviewed 4 or 5 times. I knew when a dope camera dude. I had a brand new Chevy van with 8 doors, and Doe was like, "Hey, Pop, go over there and grab all them boxes of flyers. Go over here to the Big Jam and make that happen." And before you knew it, when Durk's project came out, I was the one meeting him at Power 92. I was meeting him at DTLR Gym Shoe Store. I was the one showing up with all the merch, and that caused a nice little relationship of networking where when Durk was in Florida, "Hey, Pop, I'm down here. I'm over there." When he's over there, I'm easily over there. That opened the door where me and Hypno Carlito made a great relationship. We got music together. We break bread together. And that's been 4 or 5 years now. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
What's next for you, man? What's next? You got any projects? You know what you got working on? And are you on radio in Chicago? I think, if I'm not mistaken. Do you do a radio station?
I got my own channel on iHeartRadio. It's Pop Radio Worldwide, P.O.P Radio. It stands for putting on people radio. I try to put a lot of these locals artists on because they don't have the platform. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And coming up, I seen the finesse game. You know what I mean? So it made me go buy a few Sonys. It made me go get the mixes. It made me go give them all a productive platform that was worth what they weren't getting. You know what I'm saying? So that's what created that. What's next is the next generation, bro. I don't even be trying to, like, I did like 4 features within the last 4 months. I don't even be trying to do that. You know what I mean? I did drop a project last night. I sent it to my distro. It's called Taking Everything, featuring a young lady by the name of Variety. I'll probably shoot the video within the next 2-3 weeks. Dope little track, singing, R&B sing on the hook. I spit 2 verses, spoken word outro. I do it because I love it, man, and I'm steady involved, man. I think at my age and in my position, it's all about the youth, man, the next generation, and to be able to be in a position to not want to outshine them, like to be like, you know what, he grind, like, look, like push him. I see a lot of washed up artists who had their time, man. Let them, young brothers have their little shine, man. You know what I mean? I'm glorious. I'm blessed, man. That everybody be like, "Pop, you're dope. Jump on this." And man, what you want for a feature, man? Look, I got this going on. When you come and pop out, and I love it, man. I love performing. I love doing spoken word. I love doing movies. I love working, bro. I'm the only Puerto Rican out of Chicago that toured with DMX twice. Man, after doing 20 years, bro, living the lifestyle that I live, bringing 20-some-year-old models every week through here, doing events at Ocean's Gentlemen's Club, the top Gentlemen's Club in Chicago. And do what I do, bro. I got no complaints, bro. You know what I'm saying?
What's up?
Good, man. That's God, man. Definitely appreciate having the Prince of Pain, OG from Chicago, in the building of the podcast, man. Let the people know where they can find you, man. And as we get out of here, let them know some words of inspiration or something they should hold on to after this interview.
So, number one, know that a few lines, man, that I wrote at night in a prison cell about pain. That's how I got my name. Listen to Sade's King of Sorrow. That's how I got my name. I was listening to Sade one night. I wrote a piece called The Prince of Pain. It actually had Tupac on the remix. It was the remix, King of Sorrow. I wrote a little poetry piece that led me to rocking out a gym full of 1,500 inmates and Farrakhan watching me at a state penitentiary. I won that poetry slam, 10 more. I've rocked out the stage with DMX, Scarface, A-Ball, MJG, Bone Thugs and Harmony, Tech Nine, Wu-Tang, Cameron. I got about 50 other names, bro, I think. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Go to my website, www.princeofpain. There's nothing you can't do, man. As long as you package it, you stay humble, and don't shit on nobody just to get on. You heard me come up on here and say I ain't got nothing personal with Joe. And I wish that Cuban, and him maybe one day, and Chris and everybody get right and make it 100, just for Latino hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you got that platform and you trying to be Judge Mathis or Oprah, Joe Pro, whatever, man. I salute you on the being a genius and making the hits, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? But look out for your people, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't shit on your people. That's what I'm about. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Appreciate it, man. Go ahead and drop the social media handles for the people again if you didn't do it already.
I love y'all. What y'all do? Number one, y'all keep doing what the fuck y'all do. You hear me?
Appreciate it.
My Instagram is official Prince of Pain.
Right.
I got a website, man, like an artist should, man. PrinceofPain.com. It's gonna take you to all that good shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
That's what's up. Well, yeah, man, definitely. If you ever come to Chicago, we'll definitely hit you up.
Hell yeah.
Y'all gotta come to the iHeart station. Let me turn this thing around for y'all. Y'all gotta come sit right here and kick it with Pop. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Y'all gotta come right here and get the hot seat. You know?
He's got one request, man. Line them women up for us.
Let me see if I got one of them around right now. Say what's up, Bridget. Say what's up to Hip Hop Uncensored podcast.
Hello. How you doing?
Them guys right there. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you, brother.
Much success.
Much love, man. I appreciate the platform, time, opportunity. Keep hip hop alive, guys.
You too, family.
Peace.
Salute.
Salute, bro.
All right, bro.